What's stopping you getting a job? I'll show you something.
All right, bro.
So, welcome to Dublin, Ireland, as I continue to document Dublin's decay, which is what it is. So I've just been to the Garda, a local police, and I've gone through the situation where I was threatened by the, can't say refugee, by the asylum seeker. I've gone through the threat. The Garda took it very seriously. I got a very polite guard, um, very sensitive to the issue, and yeah, it went well. So it's going through the processes, and I'll keep you informed as to how I get on. Now, there's a couple of other things. I've been told by two Pakistanis down on Mount Street that how they're getting in is they're claiming to be from Afghanistan. We don't know. We can't say whether they are or not. Translators aren't very good. We know that much. So what they're doing is there's a big overlap between Afghanistan and Pakistan, close. Um, what they can do is they can learn a bit about the geography. Pakistanis. This is what these two guys are doing. Learn about the geography. They know the language. They can speak the language. They just say they're from that area in Afghanistan. Taliban are after them. That's me sorted. So that's what they're doing. What else did I learn? The other thing I learned is someone down in Mount Street obviously didn't think I was Irish, but I got offered a Ukrainian passport for €3,000. Good, huh? You can get a Ukrainian passport for €3,000. Final thing. Second final thing. Something else I found out, and this is a fact, and I know this for an absolute fact, is a lot of immigrants are coming in from a certain area in Europe, and say one woman comes over with a child, 2, 3 year old, can't speak English. They are hiring that child out to other women from that country who have children of the same age, but they're at home. They're in this place in Eastern Europe. So one child can get brought between 6 or 7 women brought into to claim for child benefit for them. Child can't speak English. They can't be asked any questions. So the same child is being claimed for by half a dozen women. That's a fact. This is actually happening. And the last thing, which is quite shocking, I got in a taxi last week. Right, taxi. It was a guy of, I'll say he was a darker colour than myself. I asked him to bring me to Trinity College, which is a peace landmark in Dublin. He drove for a couple of minutes. I went, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Which is the quickest way?" And I went, "Are you a taxi guy? Are you a taxi driver? If you're a taxi guy watching this, leave a comment, send me an email. I'd like to know more about this." So I says, "Are you a taxi guy?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm a taxi guy." Let me out of the taxi. So seemingly this is what's happening. If the Garda pull up a taxi guy of a certain race, they can't tell him apart. They'll look at something. If the guy looks similar, that's a race thing. I would find certain races difficult to tell apart. The Garda can't tell these guys apart. So it seems they're sharing licenses. Now, the problem with this is, what about if you're picked up as a woman or a child, dropping your child into a taxi to bring her off somewhere, and you don't know who these guys are? You know, are these guys, purely my thoughts, but are these guys from down on Mount Street? They could be. We don't know. This is particularly scary. It really is. A drunk woman getting in a taxi at night, someone dropping their kid in to send them to school with someone who's only arrived in the country and doesn't know anything is just shocking. Again, if someone knows anything about this or the other issues with the sharing of the child or with the Pakistanis or anyone, how they're scamming to get past uh, border control, how are these unvetted guys getting through? I would love to know. If you know someone who works in customs, if you know someone who doesn't want to talk, who wants to remain confidential, but will talk to me. If you look at my videos, I block faces out very easily. But if you know someone who has some information that wants to tell me about it, send me an email. Email's there. and I'll follow up on it. I'd like to read a comment by a guy called Frankie Mack. And the reason I'm reading it is because I found it very moving. I've read it many times, and every time it just gives me a bit of a shiver. I find it very moving. So Frankie says, "Oh man, this breaks what's left of my heart. After everything we've been through, everything we've fought for, to see our people scattered like glitter in the wind and piling up in corners. What's it gonna take, lads? I've had enough. Where's the pride? Where's the brave few? The voiceless many we've become in our land, broken. I won't bend the knee. I won't break the vows. I'll stand alone if I have to. May God have mercy on us all. It's time to take it back." Ooh, good. Thanks for watching, and I hope you continue to. What's stopping you getting a job?
The government want me to get a passport or a driver's license so I can open an account, and I find that very hard. Like, 'cause if I had the passport, I could go back to work tomorrow morning if I wanted.
But you can't get a passport. Is that what you're saying? But if you had a passport, you could get a job.
Yeah, well, I have a job there waiting for me.
You have a job
Demolition.
in demolition. And if you had the passport, you could get the job.
Tomorrow morning, I could go back to work if I wanted, if I had a passport. 'Cause I want to sort my life out. I don't want to be going around in circles. It's no life, to be honest with you.
And why aren't you going into treatment?
When I came out of McFerry's after relapsing, I went to have a chat with one of the girls, and I says, I want to go back into treatment. She goes, I don't think it'll be a good idea. She goes, you keep relapsing. And someone told me that she shouldn't have said that to me from a professional.
What's her job?
She's the head of the drug free in McFerry's.
She said she wouldn't take you into treatment because you keep relapsing.
Yeah.
So relapsing
I
is
had
part
a
of
chat
it.
with someone else, and they said she shouldn't have said that to you.
Relapse is part of addiction. That's part of recovery, part of the whole cycle.
Yeah. One of my key workers in the hostel told me I'm 34 or 35 on the list to get a house.
On the housing list. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You're saying that if that you would like to have treatment before anything like that happens?
Oh yeah. See, I only thought I was getting 37. I'm actually 40 next month.
40 years of age?
Yeah. And I only thought I was 37, given my two years younger.
The big 40.
Oh, the new 21.
The new 21. That seems to be a good place to be on the list, to be honest. Now, how quick is it moving for you?
Yeah, moving fairly quick.
Could you make a comparison between, say, what you were on the list 6 months ago, would you know?
Probably 300 or 400.
From what I'm hearing is,
Yeah.
things are quite positive for you.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do, which is you're considering treatment, which will in turn give you a passport, which will in turn get you a job. You also have moved up pretty fast on the housing list, which is very positive. You're quite close if you're at 35, and let's hope you don't shift any way down. Obviously, you're not in a good spot now, Aran. I'm not trying to say that, but what I'm saying is things look positive. You're close to the housing list. You have plans moving forward, so I think things are going good.
And at least when I turn 40 next month, at least I can say clean and start fresh.
Start afresh.
Yeah.
But you're 40 next month.
Yeah, 27th of May.
So, right, you're not getting a present from me, don't you? Just in case you think, 27th of May. Things look positive. Things look positive for you.
Yeah.